So, good afternoon, all of you. Um, Any one of the participants, please confirm whether my audio and video are clear or not. Any
Yes,
one of you.
sir.
Is my screen
It is audible, sir.
is my screen also sharing correctly, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, done. See, in the last class, we have discussed the two data types. In the last class, we have discussed what is a data type and what are the different types of data types available in Python. Okay. Remember one thing. In today's class, in today, tomorrow, and on Friday's class, that means tomorrow I'm taking the other class. So in these 3 days also, we'll be discussing only the concept of data types. Okay. Why it takes 3 hours of class means in strings there are some special operators where we need to work on that, and there are some 25 predefined methods. There are around 25 predefined methods. So by the end of this weekend, I will be giving quiz 2 for all of you only in this topic called data types. Okay. Same in the similar way which I have given in the last week on Monday, I have given 20 MCQs, right? In the same way, I will be giving 20 MCQs in this weekend also. Okay, all the 20 MCQs will be coming only in this particular topic called data types. Okay, so everyone concentrate on these particular slides to get a deep view on data types in Python. Okay, coming to the topic, data types. In Python, there are three types of data types. Okay, first one is numbers. First one is numbers. Second one is booleans. Third one is strings. Okay, so there are three data types in Python which are called numbers, strings, sorry, numbers, booleans, and strings. And in numbers, it is classified into three types: integer, floating point values, complex numbers. In the last class, I already told you that long integer will not be working in IDLE. Python 3 treats every integer as long integer itself only. So there is no particular data type called long in Python programming language. So three data types, and the first one is numbers. Numbers are classified into three sub data types. First one is integers, floating point values, and complex numbers. Okay. So first one, numbers. Numbers are classified into three types. Numbers are classified into three types. First one is integers. First one is integers. Already in the previous class, we are told integers are also called as int, int, which are nothing but positive or negative values, but it should not have any decimal point. Integer is also called as int. Integer value can be either positive or negative, but should not be a decimal point value. But should not be a decimal point value. The range of integer is from minus 2 power 31 to 2 power 31 minus 1. Minus 2 power 31. Minus 2 power 31 in the sense the value is minus 2147483,648. Okay, minus 2 power 31 to 2 power 31 minus 1. Okay, the integer range will be like this. Range will be in between these numbers. Some of the examples of integers are 9 comma minus 18. Next one is floating point values. Floating point values are also called as floats. Floating point values are also called as floats. They represent real numbers and are written with a decimal point. Previously in integers, we have discussed that decimal point will not be allowed in integer data type. But in floating point data type, integers will be allowed, where after decimal point, the values are called as precision values. The right side values after the decimal point are called as precision values. For example, 81.72. See, there is a point, right? It is called decimal point. 72 is called precision value. 72 is called precision value. So minus 90.18. This is also a valid floating point value. Valid floating point value. And the next slide, complex numbers. These are of the form a plus bj. These are of the form a plus bj. Here, the alphabet j can be written either in uppercase or in lowercase also. Considering the example 3.15j, this 3 is called as part A, 15 is called as part B. J is nothing but the indication of the complex number. This j can be either in capital letters or in lowercase letters also, either in uppercase letters either in uppercase letter or in lowercase letter also. Clear? See, note, I have mentioned a note here. All the integers in Python 3 are represented as long integers. As previously discussed in the slide of integer, all the integers in Python 3. Now we are using the version called Python 3.8.5, right? So the versions which starts from Python 0 to till now, every integer value is being considered as long integer only. So that's why there is no special data type called as long at present in Python programming language. When you are going to use any version before Python 3.0, then there is a data type called long. At present, we are using the latest version Python 3.8.5. So there is no separate data type called as long. Clear? See, suppose if we are given any value like a is equal to 9, a is equal to 9. If we want to check what is the data type of 9, if we want to check what is the data type of 9, there is a function called as a type function. See, clearly observe here, type. Every alphabet in this function is written in lowercase letters only. Python is case sensitive language. Suppose if you have mentioned t in uppercase letter, definitely this function does not work out. Definitely, this function does not work out. The main purpose of type function is to tell the user whether what type of variable he is using. What type of variable he is using. See here, a comma b comma c is equal to 9 minus 90.18 comma 3.15j. So print a. The value of a is 9, right? Print the value of a is 9. 9 is of type. What does type function indicate means? So the value is 9. 9 is an integer, right? So it will be working like a is of type integer, b is of type float, c is of type complex number. C is of type complex number. Okay. Once we shall execute this program, how this type function will be working? We shall execute that particular program and make sure how that function is being working out there. So type is a function where it gives the user what type of data, what type of variable is he going to use particularly. So I am sharing the screen. Okay. So go to file, go to new file, go to new file and save that file as on the desktop and name it as data types. And name it as data types dot py. Clear? So every program which we are going to do today will be on this page itself. Okay. So this is our program on the PPT. This is our program on the PPT. See, a is an integer value, b is a floating point value, c is a complex value. Clear? So here type function. Here we are using type function. A is a variable. So we are going to check what type of variable by using the type function. By using the type function. See, I'm going to run the module. Now I will share you the output screen. See here. 9 is of type class int. Minus 90.18 is of type float. 3.15j is of type complex. Clear? So note a point like type function. What is the purpose of type function means? In order to tell the user what type of variable he is going to use. What type of variable he is going to use. Okay? Clear? So that is the purpose of type function in Python programming language. Okay. So coming to the next slide, Booleans. So in data type, there are three types of data types. First one is numbers, and in numbers we know what are integers, what are floating point values, and what are complex numbers. So the second data type in Python programming language is Booleans. Booleans have a constant value of either true or false. It gives only one value. It may be either true or false. No more value will be represented. It will give the output as either true or false. There is no other third option. Okay. True value takes 1 and false value takes 0 or an empty set. So blindly what we need to remember is, if we are talking about Boolean's concept, it gives either true or false. Only one option in between true or false. See here, false value takes 0 or empty set. Suppose if in the bool function, BOOL bool function, if the value is 0 or if it is an empty set, then it will be false. Remaining all other conditions will be as 1. Remaining all other conditions will be true. Okay. If we are going to use bool function, we get only one value among true or false. For false, what are the condition means? Suppose in the bool function, if you are mentioning 0 or any empty set, then only we get the values as false. Other than that, any value will be true. See clearly in the below examples, look at here, I have given bool, BOOL, bool is a function, and in that particular function I am represented with 0. So bool 0 in the sense, it gives statement as false. Here bool empty set, bool empty set, the value will be false. Other than these two conditions, all the conditions will be true. Other than these two conditions, all the conditions will be true. Clear? These are called booleans. Now, before going to string, one second I want to repeat this. So there are three data types: numbers, booleans, and integers. Integers in this sense can have positive or negative values. Decimal point is not being allowed. Floating point values can have negative or positive values where decimal point is allowed. Integers are mentioned by using int. Floating point values are mentioned by using float. Complex numbers will be in the form of a plus b j. That j alphabet can one second, one second. Okay, these are of data types. Floating point values can be positive or negative with a decimal point being allowed. Complex numbers in the sense it will be in the form of a plus b j, where the alphabet j can be either in uppercase or in lower case. Booleans in the sense it gives either true or false. What are the conditions for false in the sense? In bool function, if the value is 0 or if it is a empty set, then the condition will be false. Remaining all other values are coming under true condition only. Okay. Now, one of the important topic and which is special from all other programming languages is strings. Strings. So listen carefully from here. So integers are common with other languages, floating points are common with all other languages, whereas complex numbers are also common with other languages. But strings in Python programming plays a major role where the values, that means the index values, will be critical to understand the concept. Okay. See, first of all, we will know what is a string. A string is a sequence of characters. All of you know a string means it's a sequence of characters. We will be defining like a group of characters within double quotes is called as a string, right? In the same way, a string is a sequence of characters. See, computers do not deal with characters; they deal with the numbers, right? Suppose if the characters visible for us are called high-level languages, and that particular high level languages will be converted into low level language for computer understandability, that is called binary form. That means all our sequence of characters will be converted into binary form, which is called zeros and ones. Okay, see here, even though you may see the characters on your screen, internally it is stored and manipulated as the combination of zeros and ones. Even though when we are going to write a Python programming language, that particular language will be in English language only. That means it is understandable to the user itself. It will be understandable to the user itself. But one thing to be remembered is it will not be understandable to the system. For that sake, the system will be converting the high level language into low level language, which is called zeros and ones. Okay. The conversion of character to a number is called encoding, and the reverse process is called decoding. Suppose Conversion of high level language to low level language is called as encoding. And the reverse process now. The conversion of low level language to high level language is called decoding. మనకు అర్థమయ్యే లాంగ్వేజ్ నుంచి సిస్టమ్ లాంగ్వేజ్ లోకి మార్చుకునే దాన్ని ఎన్కోడింగ్ అంటాం. సిస్టమ్ అంతా పనిచేసేసి యూజర్ కి అర్థమయ్యే లాంగ్వేజ్ మళ్ళీ తిరిగి ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ decoding. Clear? Character to a number is called encoding and number to the character is called decoding. So this particular process will be done by using ASCII values and Unicode of some conditions. So for every alphabet we are going to have an ASCII value for every alphabet or any special character, or for any digits we are going to have ASCII values. The full form of ASCII is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. American Standard Code for Information Interchange. The main contents of this slide are, you need to remember the string is a sequence of characters. The string is a sequence of characters. And the second thing you need to remember is the conversion of character to a number is called encoding, and the conversion of number to a character is called decoding. This process will be done by using the ASCII values. This process is done by using the ASCII values. Okay, next. See, this is the second function which you are going to deal now. In previously before 5 minutes, I have told a function called type function, TYPE, type function, which is used to tell the user what type of data type is going to use. The second function in today's class is ORD function, ORD and CHR function. In the previous slide, what I told you that the conversion of character to a number is called encoding, and the conversion of number to a character is called decoding. For that purpose, we are going to use two functions called ORD function and CHR function. See here, the ASCII values are ranges like this. So from 65 to 90, it will be the ASCII values of A is 65, B is 66, C is 67, and so on. Z is 90. So 65 to 90, the alphabets are A to Z, uppercase letters of A to Z. So if I ask you what is the ASCII value of uppercase letter A, then you need to tell the value as 65. Okay. Suppose what is the ASCII value of capital letter uppercase letter B, then you need to tell 66. 67 in the sense uppercase letter C, and so on like that. Z in the sense ASCII value is 90. In the same way, in the lowercase letters also, 97 to 122, 0 to 9 digits means 48 to 57. 0 to 9 means 48 to 57. We are having ASCII values from 0 to 126. 0 to 126. These values are reserved for these values. These values are reserved for these alphabets or characters or digits. Remaining all comes under for special characters. Remaining all the ASCII values are given to all the special characters. Okay. See now, what is the function? In the previous slide, I already told you that there are two functions called ORD and CHR. Suppose if we are giving a character, and we are going to ask the interpreter what is the ASCII value of the character. మనం ఏదో ఒక క్యారెక్టర్ ఇచ్చి దాని ASCII value ఏంటి అని తెలుసుకోవాలనుకుంటే ORD function వాడతాం. Suppose if the user is going to give any alphabet, and if he is going to ask what is the ASCII value of that particular alphabet, then we are going to use a function called ORD. Suppose reverse process అయితే, suppose we are giving the ASCII value, and we are asking the system to tell what is the alphabet behind it. Then we are going to use CHR function. Simple. ORD function ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే, మనం క్యారెక్టర్ ఇచ్చి ASCII వాల్యూ కావాలంటే ORD ఫంక్షన్ వాడతాం. CHR ఫంక్షన్ ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే, మనం వాల్యూ ఇచ్చి ఆ క్యారెక్టర్ ఏంటో తెలియాలి అంటే కనుక we are going to use CHR function. See here, what is the value of lowercase letter a? So the value of lowercase letter a is 97. Capital Z means 90, right? See here, odd of a, in the sense the output will be 97. Odd of Z, see here, this is uppercase letter Z, 90. Okay. In the same way like this. See, in the last print statement, if we want to shift 3 places to the right side alphabet, of the letter A. Suppose if you want to know what is the character after A, suppose consider an alphabet A. Consider an alphabet A by shifting 3 places to the right. So A after B, C, D. Suppose we want to know the value of D. It can be given like this also. Print CHR odd function of A plus 3. Here plus in the sense it moves the character, it moves 3 places to the right side of the letter A. It moves 3 letters to the right side of the alphabet A. Okay. Suppose if I give you 4 here, if I give 4, then it starts from A, B, C, D, E. So after moving to 4 right places of A, then our output will be as E. Then our output will be as E. Let's work out this particular example. Let's work out this particular example in IDLE also. Let's work out this particular example in IDLE and we should check out. So this is the first program which we have done. We shall keep the entire program in multiple command lines of Python. And now we will consider this particular program. We will consider this particular program. See, if I immediately after the execution of this particular program, the output will be like this: 97, 90, H, C, 6, D. Okay, we shall check. We shall check out. Run. Stop sharing. Go to IDM. See, this is the output: 97, 90, H, C, 6, and D. Clear? Two functions అర్థమైనప్పుడు odd function అంటే ఏంటి, CHR function అంటే ఏంటి. మనం ఏదైనా క్యారెక్టర్ ఇచ్చి దాని ASCII వాల్యూ కావాలి అంటే ORD ఫంక్షన్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం. అలా కాకుండా మనం ASCII వాల్యూ ఇచ్చి సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు రిట్రీవ్ ది క్యారెక్టర్, దెన్ we are going to use CHR function. Clear? Any doubts till now? Are anyone having doubts till now? Hope the last printf statement is very clear to all of you. Hope this last printf statement is very clear. Suppose if I have given 5 here instead of 3. Instead of 3, if I have given 5 here, what will be the output? What will be the output? The output will be F. Why? Because from letter A, it shifts 5 places to the letter of A. So after A, B, C, D, E, F. F is the 5th alphabet, right? Then the output of a particular program line will be as F. Okay. So next slide. Next slide. Updating strings. Updating strings. How can we update a string? How can we update a string? Suppose I am having a string called hello world. Suppose I am having a string called hello world. I want to update that particular string as hello Python. I am having a string called hello world. I want to update that particular string called hello Python. How can it be done? Means we can update an existing string by reassigning a variable to another string. See, look into the example directly. Look into the example directly. I am taking a variable called variable 1 is equal to hello world. Variable 1 is equal to hello world. So var1 is the string variable. var1 is a variable which is of type string. var1 is a variable which is of type string. Okay. So var1 is a variable which is assigned a value called hello world. Now I want to update that particular string called hello Python. How can it be done? So look into the last printf statement. See here, this particular P is in lowercase letter. Particular P is in lowercase letter only. Since Python is case sensitive, here in the print statement it came as wrong. Remember that particular P is lowercase letter only. Print function will be in lowercase letter. Okay. See here. See, now we shall go to the index values. For H, the index value will be 0. For E, the index value will be 1. For L, 2. For L, 3. For O, 4. Right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And for this particular file, the value will be space. Even though it is a space in the memory locations, that space also will be given an index value. So the index value of H is 0, E is 1, L is 2, L is 3, and O is 4. So this space, for this space, the index value will be 5, right? For W, the index value will be 6. So the output. So now I want to reassign like hello Python. So I want hello as it is and this space as it is. From W onwards, I want to remove all the words, all the alphabets like W, O, R, L, D, and I want to print like Python. And I want to print like Python. So what I am telling to the interpreter is take the variable name var1. మనం ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చిన వేరియబుల్ నేమ్ ని తీసుకున్నాం. var1 అనే వేరియబుల్ నేమ్ ని కన్సిడర్ చేసి బ్రాకెట్ ఓపెన్ చేసి నథింగ్ బట్ వేర్ we are going to give index value. Square bracket representation in the sense we are going to give index value. Index value. Square bracket వచ్చింది అంటే మనం ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూ ని మెన్షన్ చేయాలి అని. క్లియర్? సో వేరియబుల్ 1 అనే వేరియబుల్ లో నుంచి ఒక ఇండెక్స్ ని తీసుకుంటున్నా. ఏ ఇండెక్స్ ని తీసుకుంటున్నా అంటే కాలన్. కాలన్ ఎందుకు మెన్షన్ చేసామంటే కాలన్ కి లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ లో స్టార్టింగ్ పాయింట్ అని, రైట్ సైడ్ లో ఎండింగ్ పాయింట్ అని. కాలన్ కి రైట్ సైడ్ లో స్టార్ట్ ప్లేస్ అండ్ రైట్ సైడ్ లో ఎండ్ ప్లేస్. సో ఇప్పుడు నేను స్టార్ట్ ప్లేస్ ఏం తీసుకోలేదు. ఐ డిడ్ నాట్ కన్సిడర్ ఎనీ వాల్యూ ఇన్ ది స్టార్ట్ ప్లేస్, బట్ ఐ హావ్ గివెన్ ఎండ్ వాల్యూ యాజ్ 6. ఇప్పుడు ఇంటర్ప్రిటర్ కి ఏమర్థం అవుతుంది? ఎండ్ వాల్యూ 6 దగ్గర నుంచి ప్లస్ ఇన్ ది సెన్స్ కన్కాటినేషన్ ఆపరేటర్. ప్లస్ ఇన్ ది సెన్స్ కన్కాటినేషన్ ఆపరేటర్. సో 6th ఇండెక్స్ నుంచి పైథాన్ అనే వర్డ్ ని యాడ్ చేయాలి అని దీని అర్థం. సో ప్లస్ ఈజ్ అన్ కన్కాటినేషన్ ఆపరేటర్. సో 6th ఇండెక్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? 0 1 2 3 4 స్పేస్ 5. సో 6th ఇండెక్స్ లో ఏముంది? W అనేది ఉంది. సో ఇక్కడ నుంచి ప్రతి వాల్యూ కూడా W ప్లేస్ లో P, O ప్లేస్ లో Y, R ప్లేస్ లో T, L ప్లేస్ లో H అండ్ సో ఆన్ పైథాన్ అనే వర్డ్ రీప్లేస్ అయిపోతుంది, రీఅసైన్ అవుతుంది అక్కడ. సో var1 మనం స్టార్టింగ్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు ఏమైంది? హలో వరల్డ్ అయింది. when we have used this particular print statement by using this index value, then our output will be given as hello Python. ఇక్కడ పైథాన్ అనేది ఇక్కడ ఎలా రీప్లేస్ అవుతుంది అంటే బై యూజింగ్ ది ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూ 6 అనే ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూ ఎక్కడ ఉందంటే W దగ్గర ఉంది. సో అక్కడ నుంచి ఎండింగ్ వరకు కూడా మొత్తం డిలీట్ అయిపోయి ఈ పైథాన్ అనే వర్డ్ అక్కడ యాడ్ అవుతుంది. సో లెట్స్ చెక్ అవుట్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ by executing. Let's check out this particular program by executing once. See here. Now I am placing all this in comment lines. See now our program is like this. So var1 is equal to hello world. So this gives an error. So change it as lowercase letter p. Save the file. Now check, go to file, save the file, go to run module. Go to file, run module. One second. Go to run. Select the file, run module. See, I am showing you the output screen now. See, the updated string is hello Python. The updated string is hello Python. Okay. Now I am having a doubt now. Suppose I want to replace from W onwards. I want to replace from W onwards. So how can I change my index value? Now what I am telling you is I want to update my variable from O onwards. That means this particular string must be as it is. So in place of 6 we need to mention as 7. So our updated string will be like hello space W. Immediately after W we will be getting an output like Python. Immediately after W I will be getting an output like Python. Suppose I want to get an output like hello world Python. I want to keep hello world and to that I want to add Python. What can we do then? See here. So index value is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Here up to 11 the string is, the index value of the string is being reserved. So then we need to change here from 12, whether 12 is available here. 12 is not available here, so we cannot add. That means my intention to tell you is, we can update a string, like this. We can update a string like this by using index values. But if we want to add two strings, then there is no purpose of using index value. Simply we can use concatenation. In the next slide, I will be showing what is the purpose of concatenation also. Hope everyone are clear with this particular program. I have assigned a hello world string to the variable var1. I want to change hello world to hello Python. So world w, the index value of w is 6. From the index value 6, I have mentioned here, until to the end of this particular Python, it will be getting updated and our output will be like hello Python. Here, next slide. Coming to the next slide. See here, these are all the string special operators. These are all the string special operators. So in the previous sections, we have discussed what are the operators available. We have discussed what are the operators available in Python. So these are all the special operators which are available in Python, but only functions for strings, but only functions in the concept of strings. Suppose if I am holding a variable hello, if I am holding a variable a hello and b as Python. Okay, I am considering two variables where the two variables are a and b. For a the value is hello and for b the value is Python. So these are all the operators, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 operators. These 6 operators will be working only for string concept only, not beyond the string concept in Python programming language. Clear? So first operator is plus. This means it does not mean the description is addition. ఇక్కడ plus అంటే addition కాదు, it is concatenation. It is concatenation. Suppose the value of a is hello and the value of b is Python. The value of a is hello and the value of b is Python. Suppose I ask the interpreter to print a plus b. A అంటే hello, b అంటే Python. Plus purpose ఏంటి ఇక్కడ? Concatenation. So my output will be hello Python. Hello Python. Hello in the sense a value, Python in the sense b value. Concatenation. Concatenation in the sense ఒక స్ట్రింగ్ కి ఎండింగ్ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో ఆ ఎండింగ్ నుంచి నెక్స్ట్ స్ట్రింగ్ అనేది యాడ్ అవుతుంది. Even there is no space also mentioned here. If we clearly observe, there is no space mentioned here. Immediately after wo, the starting of p will be mentioned. Suppose if I ask the system to give what is the value of b plus a plus b అంటే hello Python అని వచ్చింది. b plus a అంటున్నా, b అంటే Python, a అంటే hello. In between these b and a, I have mentioned concatenation operator. Then what will be the output? Hello Python. So a plus b అంటే hello Python వస్తుంది. b plus a అంటే ఏం రావాలి అక్కడ? Python hello. Our output will be Python hello. Next one is asterisk. Asterisk in the sense repetition operator. Asterisk in the sense repetition operator. Remember, this is not multiplication. Remember, this is not multiplication. Suppose a in the sense hello, a in the sense hello. Asterisk in the sense repetition operator. 2 in the sense value. That means how many times the value need to be repeated. How many times the value need to be repeated. So a repetition operator 2. What is the value of a? Hello. How many times it need to be repeated in the sense? 2 times. So hello, hello. Suppose if I mentioned a repetition operator 3, hello will be printed in 3 times. Suppose if I mention b asterisk 2, b in the sense a variable which is holding value Python. How many times need to be repeated means 2 times. So Python will be repeated 2 times. Clear? Repetition operator, and the first one is concatenation operator. Next, there is an operator called square bracket open and square bracket close. This operator is called as slice operator. This operator is called as slice operator. See here, a is a variable. A is a variable which is holding a string called hello. So what I told you in the last slide is, if we are opening a square bracket and when we are closing a square bracket, it means it is checking for some index. It means it is checking for some index. So here a of 1. So variable a is holding a value called hello, hello. So 1. What is the value in index 1? What is the value in index 1? See, h contains index value of 0. E contains index value of 1. L in the sense 2. L 3. O in the sense 4. Here I am asking a of 1. 1 is the index value. So now the meaning of this particular statement is, a అనే వేరియబుల్ లో ఇండెక్స్ 1 లో ఉన్న వాల్యూ ఏంటి అని అడుగుతున్నాను. a అనే వేరియబుల్ లో ఇండెక్స్ 1 లో ఉన్న వాల్యూ ఏంటి అంటే e. Why? Because h holds index value 0 and e holds the index value 1. Suppose if I ask the system a of 2 అంటే మనకు వచ్చే వాల్యూ ఏంటి l. a of 3 అంటే again l. a of 0 అంటే a of 4 అంటే o. a of 4 in the sense o. Clear? This is slice function. Next one is range slice. See here in the operator, square bracket is opened, square bracket is closed, and I use a colon. In the previous slide, I already mentioned you, for this particular variable, I have used a colon, but in the left side, I did not mention any value. But in the right side, I have mentioned a value. This is called range slice function. See here, range slice function. Now I am considering a variable a. Variable a in the sense hello. Okay. Start position is 1. So index value 1. What does index value 1 consist of? So here by observing this e, index value 1 is e. That means I am telling the system, I am telling the interpreter, I am suggesting the interpreter to give what are the values that range from 1 to 4. What are the values that range from 1 to 4? See here 1 to 4 in this sense, the interpreter does not consider 4. 1 నుంచి 4 వరకు అని అడిగినప్పుడు 4 ని కన్సిడర్ చేయదు. ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూ 1 లో ఉన్న వాల్యూ ఇస్తుంది, 2 లో ఉన్న వాల్యూ ఇస్తుంది, 3 లో ఉన్న వాల్యూ ఇస్తుంది. బట్ 4 లో ఉన్న వాల్యూని కన్సిడర్ చేయదు. ఎక్కడ నుంచి ఎక్కడ వరకు? సో ఎక్కడ నుంచి అంటే ఇండెక్స్ 1 నుంచి, ఎక్కడ వరకు అంటే 4 వరకు. బట్ 4th ఇండెక్స్ లో ఉన్న వాల్యూని ఇంటర్ప్రిటర్ మనకి రిటర్న్ ఇవ్వదు. సపోజ్ కన్సిడర్ హియర్ ఐ యామ్ ఆస్కింగ్ ది ఇంటర్ప్రిటర్ లైక్ 1:4. సో ఇండెక్స్ 1 లో ఉన్న వాల్యూ ఏంటి e. సో e వచ్చేసింది, 2 లో ఉన్న l వచ్చేస్తుంది, 3 లో ఉన్న l వచ్చేస్తుంది. బట్ 4 లో ఉన్న o అనేది మాత్రం రాదు. సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ ఐ వాంట్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ o ఆల్సో ఇన్ అవర్ అవుట్పుట్, నాకు o అనేది కూడా అవుట్పుట్ లో రావాలి అనుకుంటే, then we need to change the statement like a of 1:5. Then it gives the values which are in 1, 2, 3 and 4. అర్థమవుతుందా? సో ఇండెక్స్ రేంజ్ ఇస్తున్నప్పుడు, రేంజ్ స్లైస్ వాడుతున్నప్పుడు స్టార్టింగ్ పొజిషన్ 1 అయితే అక్కడి నుంచి కన్సిడర్ చేస్తుంది. ఎండింగ్ పొజిషన్ కనుక 4 అయితే 4th పొజిషన్ లో ఉన్న, అంటే 4th ఇండెక్స్ లో ఉన్న వాల్యూని మనకి రిటర్న్ చేయదు. రిటర్న్ చేయకుండా ఏం చేస్తుంది, 4 కి ముందర 3rd ఇండెక్స్ లో ఉన్న వాల్యూ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో 1 నుంచి 3 వరకు అన్ని వాల్యూస్ రిటర్న్ చేస్తుంది. So if you consider this particular example, our output will be ELL. Okay. Next operator, in. In is a membership operator. So h in a will give 1. So h in a. A is a string variable. Which is holding a string called hello. So a ane variable lo h ane alphabet unda leda. Capital H. Remember here capital H, uppercase letter H. So hello ane word lo h అనేది ఉంది కాబట్టి it will give 1. Suppose if I mention h, lowercase letter h in a will give as 0. ఇక్కడ capital uppercase letter h ఇచ్చాం కాబట్టి a అనే వేరియబుల్ లో uppercase letter h ఉంది కనుక it will give 1. Suppose if I give here h in lowercase letter, consider in a whether lowercase h is available or not. There is not available, right? So it will give value as 0. In the same case, the last operator is not in. The last operator is not in operator. M not in a. So consider the variable a as hello. Whether check now check whether m uppercase letter m is available in A or not. It's not available, right? So it will give 1. It will give 1. So these are the 6 operators which are used in strings. After this concept of string, these 6 operators will not be worked out. Only this plus in the sense concatenation, asterisk in the sense repetition, square bracket open, square bracket close. This is called slice. And in between slice, if you are going to use colon, it is called range slice. And the next 2 operators are in and not in operators. So string special operators are of 6 types. So concatenation, repetition, slice, range slice, in and not in. These are the 6 special operators which are available in strings concept of Python programming language. Okay, so to the next slide. I have underlined 2 words here. I have underlined 2 words. First one is index error and the second one is type error. First one is index error and the second one is type error. So first point is known to everyone. Index value starts from 0. So everyone are familiar that index value is started from 0, from left to right. Suppose if there is a string called hello, for H the index value is 0, for E the index value is 1, and so on. For E the index value is 4, right? Suppose if you are going to give any index value, we are going to start from left to right, and from left also we are going to start from 0. Clear? We are going to start from 0. There are 2 types of error here. One is index error and one is type error. Suppose if I am going to ask this system like this, here like this, a of 1, here like this, a of 1. So a ane string lo 1 ane index value undi kabatti e ane value vachindi. Suppose if I have asked the system like a of 5, a ane variable lo, see a ane variable emundi HELLO, index values ekkada daaka undi 1 2 3 4, sorry 0 1 2 3 4 varaku undi. So a of 4 anna value o anedi vastadi. Suppose if I give the system the value like a of 5, a ane value lo, a ane variable lo 5 ane index value unda asalu? There is no index value like 5, right? So that is called index error. Manaku unna index kanna beyond value edana iste, then interpreter is going to return an error called index error. Ikkada hello ane example ni consider cheskunte, H ki O అనేది ఇండెక్స్, E కి 1, L కి 2, L కి 3, O కి 4. 0 1 2 3 4 ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూ అయితే వాల్యూ ఇస్తుంది. సపోజ్ ఇది కాకుండా 5 6 7 8 ఇలా ఏదైనా ఇచ్చాయనుకోండి, దెన్ ద సిస్టమ్ విల్ బి గివింగ్ an error called index error. Here that is the first one. Second point is type error. Type error. So the thing to be remembered is index value should be always an integer. Index value should be always an integer. Index value ante square bracket open chesi square bracket close chesinappudu always the value between square brackets must be an integer. Okay, why? Because the index value are mentioned in integers only. Index values are mentioned in integers only. Clear? Suppose ఇప్పుడు a of 1 అంటే value e అనేది రిట్రీవ్ అవుతుంది. A of 2 in the sense n, a of 3 in the sense n, a of 4 in the sense o, a of 5 in the sense, anyone of you, a of 5 in the sense, what will be the output? A of 5 in the sense, what will be the output?
Error, sir.
Error. What type of error it is? Index error.
Index error, sir.
Index error. మనకు ఉన్న ఇండెక్స్ల కన్నా ఎక్కువ దాటి అడుగుతుంటే it raises as index error. Suppose index place లో కనుక ఇంటిజర్ కాకుండా ఏదైనా other than integers ఇస్తే, then it reduce as type error. Then it reduce as type error. Okay, so these are the 2 things. Okay, and the main thing in Python is it allows negative indexing also. It allows negative indexing also. How will it allow negative indexing? I will show you now. How it will allow negative indexing? I will show you an example. See, in this example, consider this particular thing called Monty Python. Consider this particular thing called Monty Python. That means I am assigning a value called Monty Python to a variable a. అంటే నేను a is equal to Monty Python అనే వేరియబుల్ తీసుకున్నాను. దాని ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూతో ఎలా మెన్షన్ చేస్తున్నాను అంటే సో ఇలా ఒక టేబుల్ వేసుకొని Monty space Python. So we all know that index value starts from 0. So m ki 0 for o1 for n2 for space 5 and so on till n, the index value is 11. So 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Even for a space the index value will be allocated. Even if it is a space also the index value will be getting allocated. Okay, now I told that Python strings, in Python negative indexing also been allowed. So negative indexing starts from right side, that too it starts from -1. It does not start from 0. Python లో indexing అంటే 0 తో స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. 0 తో స్టార్ట్ అయ్యి 0 1 2 3 it comes from left side to right side. But in Python there is a concept called negative indexing also. నెగటివ్ ఇండెక్సింగ్ అంటే రైట్ సైడ్ నుంచి లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ వరకు కన్సిడర్ చేసుకుంటుంది, రైట్ సైడ్ నుంచి లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ వరకు. బట్ 0 తో స్టార్ట్ అవ్వకుండా ఇట్ స్టార్ట్స్ ఫ్రమ్ -1, -1, -2, -3, 4 and so on -12. Suppose if I ask the system what will be the value, see I have allocated this Monty Python string to a variable called a. ఈ స్ట్రింగ్ మొత్తాన్ని a అనే వేరియబుల్ కి అలోకేట్ చేసినప్పుడు a of 0 అంటే మనకు అవుట్పుట్ ఏమొస్తుంది? సో ప్లీజ్ రెస్పాండ్ ఎనీ వన్ ఆఫ్ యూ. What will be the value of a of 0? Any one of you, what will be the value of a of 0? A of 0 ante m. What will be the value of a of 3? The value is t. What will be the value of a of 6? The value is 5. Sorry, p. In the same way, ఈ p అనే వాల్యూని మనం రిట్రీవ్ చేసుకోవాలంటే a of 6 అనేనా అడగచ్చు సిస్టమ్ ని, లేదా a of -6 అనేనా అడగచ్చు. a of -6 ఇచ్చినా a of 6 ఇచ్చినా మనకి రిట్రీవ్ అయ్యే వాల్యూ ఏంటంటే p అనే వాల్యూనే రిట్రీవ్ అవుతుంది. రోల్ నెంబర్ 66 ప్లీజ్ రెస్పాండ్. రోల్ నెంబర్ 66, రోల్ నెంబర్ 66 B3.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Have you understood this particular topic called indexing?
Yes, sir.
See, now I'll be questioning you. You tell me what is the value that we are going to get. Okay. Suppose consider this Monty Python string. We have assigned it to a variable called a. What is the value if I ask you a of 0? A of 0 అంటే మనకు వచ్చే వాల్యూ ఏంటి అక్కడ? See here, you are having index value, right? 0. 0 కి ఏ వాల్యూ ఉంది ఇక్కడ? m అనే వాల్యూ ఉంది. అవునా? రోల్ నెంబర్ 66. Roll number 66. So anyone of you can respond. Any one of you can respond.
M, sir.
So okay. A of 6 means a of 6. A of 6 in the sense p. A of -6 anna pa. Suppose if you want to retrieve the index value for this space. ఈ స్పేస్ కున్న ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూ ఏంటో తెలియాలి అంటే we can ask the system like a of 5 or a of -7. a of -7 అడిగిన స్పేస్ వాల్యూనే ఇస్తుంది, a of 5 అనే వాల్యూ అడిగిన స్పేస్ నే ఇస్తుంది. ఓకే, this is called positive indexing and this is called negative indexing. Positive indexing starts from 0 from left side to the right side. Negative indexing starts from right side to the left side, that too starts from -1. Remember, positive indexing 0 తో స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది, నెగటివ్ ఇండెక్సింగ్ ఎప్పుడు కూడా -1 తోనే స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఈ n అనే ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూ ఎంతో తెలియాలి అంటే a of 11 అనేనా అడగచ్చు, a of -1 అనేనా అడగచ్చు. ఏది అడిగినా సరే ఇట్ రిట్రీవ్స్ ద వాల్యూ యాస్ n ఓన్లీ. క్లియర్ ఎవ్రీవన్? సో if anyone are having doubts, please ask me now. I will show you the slides from the starting which we have discussed in today's class. We have discussed all these floating complex numbers in previous class itself. In today's class we have discussed bool. For false condition there are only two conditions. One, it may be either 0 or if it is an empty set. Other than these two conditions all will be true conditions only. Okay, sequence of characters is called as a string, encoding and decoding. Lowercase letters, uppercase letters, high level language to low level language is called encoding, and low level language to high level language is called decoding. This will be done by using ASCII values. ASCII value ranges like this. Suppose if you are giving any ASCII value and if you want to get any character, then we are going to use CHR function. Suppose if you are going to give a character and if you want to retrieve ASCII value, then we need to use ORD function. Suppose if you want to know what type of data type it is, then we are going to use type function. ఇవాటి క్లాస్ లో 3 ఫంక్షన్స్ మాట్లాడాం. టైప్ ఫంక్షన్ ఒకటి, ORD function ఒకటి, CHR function ఒకటి, 3 functions. So updating the string will be like this. So there are 6 special operators like concatenation, repetition, slice, range slice, in, and not in. These are all the 6 special string operators. So in the next slide, index value and type error. Index value and index error అంటే ఏంటి? మనకున్న ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూకు మించి ఎక్స్ట్రా ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూని అడుగుతుంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఇండెక్స్ ఎర్రర్. ఇఫ్ వి బియాండ్ మనకున్న ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూస్ మించి బియాండ్ అడిగితే కనుక ఇండెక్స్ ఎర్రర్ అనేది వస్తుంది. ఇండెక్స్ వాల్యూ ప్లేస్ లో ఇంటీజర్ కాకుండా ఇంకా ఏదైనా ఆల్ఫాబెట్ మీరు రీప్లేస్ చేస్తే దెన్ ఇట్ రైజెస్ అండ్ టైప్ ఎర్రర్. పాజిటివ్ ఇండెక్సింగ్ స్టార్ట్స్ ఫ్రమ్ 0, దట్ టు ఫ్రమ్ ది లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ టు రైట్ సైడ్. నెగటివ్ ఇండెక్సింగ్ స్టార్ట్స్ ఫ్రమ్ రైట్ సైడ్ టు లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్, దట్ టు ఫ్రమ్ -1. నెగటివ్ ఇండెక్సింగ్ లో 0 అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉండదు. నెగటివ్ ఇండెక్సింగ్ విల్ బి స్టార్టింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ -1. Okay. So in tomorrow's class we shall have a look what are the 25 predefined string methods. Okay.